I know what this guy's gonna say. Reading books is useless without taking action, so, just take action, bro. Yeah, that's it, end the video. Well, yeah, that's obvious. But you probably already tried doing that, reading a book and taking action. Maybe you found that the same thing still happens. Someone recommends you a book, they say, oh my god, this changed their life. So obviously you get it, and hopefully you read it. Then you realize, wow, my friend was right. The value in this book is insane. Your worldview completely changes. You're gonna become a millionaire in like 2 months. And then you look back like a few weeks later, and you realize, unfortunately, your life kinda stayed the same. So I guess that means the advice in the book just wasn't good enough. So you go on and try and find another book with even better advice. But the same thing happens, and this cycle repeats. And this is incredibly frustrating because in the books you read, the advice just seems out of this world. And that's because it is. The books are written by world-class experts. Reading them is basically talking one-on-one with them, and they just tell you all, basically most of their secrets. So why do books seemingly not help? Let's go back to math class for a moment. So if you want to write an equation for output, like how much work you do, how much you produce, it would basically be output equals input times knowledge. Input is just how much volume you do, and knowledge is a multiplier to that volume. So if your knowledge is very high on how to do something, your input, the work you do, has a greater effect. So increasing knowledge should increase output. But this equation, like most equations, only works theoretically. What really happens is this. As knowledge increases exponentially, how much action you take, is able to follow that increase in knowledge until it suddenly stagnates and starts falling off. And maybe I'll have a graph up on screen. And practically this is because the higher level the knowledge, the harder it is to take action on it. So there is a cap to how much action you can take based on your knowledge. It's right there. So think, what is this invisible force that pushes down this graph of action and doesn't allow you to utilize the knowledge that you gained to its fullest potential? It's you. You are the limiting factor. It's not that the knowledge is bad or that at its core just knowledge is useless, because it's obviously not. To understand this, let's take an easy example. Everybody knows how to become a millionaire. Like if I asked a random person on the street, they'd probably say, okay, make a business, work on business, and then make a lot of money from business or sell that business for a lot of money. And yeah, there you go, you're rich. Everyone has the knowledge of how to become a millionaire. But when you really look into it, do you realize how difficult those steps actually are? Like, make a business, okay, that's pretty difficult. Work on business, that's much harder. And then actually make a profitable business, okay, yeah, that's kind of insane. Even if you read a book that gives you the step-by-step knowledge, like literally guides you through every step along the way to make the business, some of those steps, even if you have the information from this expert author, they're still gonna be hella difficult. If knowledge was all that you needed to succeed, everyone that read that book would already be a millionaire. Like, have you ever seen those YouTube videos where the guy's talking about how to grow like a 1 million subscriber YouTube channel? And then you look at the video and that has like 3 million views. And then you know for a fact that all of those people did not succeed at YouTube. All those 3 or 4 million people, they had the same knowledge. The only thing that separated the winners from the losers was, well, themselves. The more important the action, the more important the knowledge that you need, the harder it is to do. So don't work on how much knowledge you have or how much action you're taking, although those things are important. But you have to work on yourself. If you, as the person you are right now, was capable of making $1 million, you would have already done it. If you don't have $1 million yet, that just means you, as you are right now, your identity is not capable of making that $1 million. So you have to become the person that is able to. So getting a lot of knowledge is kind of like unlocking like a high level area in a video game that has, a lot of loot. But the monsters there, they're hella strong. So when you go in there, you just kind of get spawn killed like 1,000 times and you can't actually access the loot. That's because your identity, your, let's say, armor and weapons, isn't that high level yet. So to go to that higher level area and access the loot, you have to upgrade your weapons and armor first. Like just going in there and just getting one-shotted by the mobs there, that won't lead to any progress. I'm not going to discuss how you can change your identity in the best way in this video, because that would make it like an hour long. I just wanted to share this concept with you because I honestly found it quite revolutionary that there's this invisible cap on how much action you're taking based on your knowledge. So in summary, yes, you have to take action, but it's a lot easier to read about how to do a push-up than actually do a push-up. Becoming the person that can act on this high-level expert knowledge is very difficult, and it takes time, which is why books might seem useless to you right now. But every book you read, every author you listen to, that kind of builds on like this store of knowledge in your brain that when you become the person that's capable of unlocking that knowledge, it's going to propel you forward so fast you're gonna be shocked. But without the knowledge in the first place, you wouldn't even go anywhere to begin with. So, you know, go do some push-ups, bro.